Hello and welcome back, and in this video we will be implementing the comments functionality. But before we go ahead and do that, let's fix a bug that we have. So as you can see right now, when we click on the favorite articles and go back to the home page and go to the favorite articles again, we see that we don't really see the favorite articles, we see my articles, but the tab is still shown as favorite articles. So yeah, so we need to fix that. In order to do that, first we need to go to the profile page and move the tab state from profile to the page to the profile namespace, and then we're going to import it here. And once we have done with that, the next step is to in the routes, when we leave the profile page, what we're going to do is we are going to reset the profiles tab state to author. So now if we refresh the page and if we click on favorite, go to home and go back, it will always be my articles. So now that is done, let's log into our system. And first let's log out and see how the logged out view for comments look like. So as you can see, we cannot make a comment when we are logged out, but if we are logged in, then we can. So let's make a comment. So if you make a comment, so as you can see, it is shows at the top of the list, and we can also delete the comment as well. And if we try to post a comment without writing anything, we get a validation error. So yeah, so the first step is to create the comments namespace, and in this namespace we will save all the state related to comment, and we will also require it in the core namespace, and we will also copy all the state from the article, and then we will modify it to suit our needs. So the first function that we are going to write is the add comment function, and the second one is the browse comments, and the third one is the delete comment. So for now we're just going to write the stub. So in the article details page, in the comments container, we're going to say if we have the auth user, then we're going to show the comment input, otherwise we're going to show the link to the login or registration page. So for now we will just write the stub, a placeholder. So yeah, so it's basically a hiccup component, so we will go ahead and let's code it out. Let's also use the unscape entities function from Google String. Also the href function from Reddit Frontend Easy for both login and sign up. Let's also pass the auth user as well as the slug to the comments container component. So since we are logged in, we should see errors and comment input displayed on the UI. So the next step is to implement our component, the comment input, and this component will accept a map with two properties, the slug as well as the auth user. So the comment input is a form2 component with the initial state of a map of body, and let's also import the reagent and also the app comments. And now let's go through this code base. So we have the initial state, the state, as well as the function that resets the initial state. And on the onSubmit for the form, we have we're calling the add comment function, which we haven't implemented yet, and we're also calling the reset comment input right below that. So when we click on post comment, it should reset the comment as well as make the post request. And we have a text area which basically records the comment information. So for now, we will submitting, when we add comment, we will set the submitting set to true. So when we do that, it is always going to show a disable button. So the add comment makes a post request, delete makes a delete request. So yeah, so we're going to copy the create article function, and then we're going to modify this function to suit our needs. So instead of article, we're going to say article /slug/ comments, and the params will be the comment body, the comment map, and we will also write the add success function, which handles the success. So what this function will do is we will add the comment to the comment state, and the add error, in case of validation error, we're going to reset the error state to errors, and the submitting state should be set to false once we have the response back from the server. Okay, now let's go ahead and test our functions. So if we make a request, we should get error, and if you make a post request, it should make, so we have the comment back. So our endpoint is working. The next step is to show the error. So we are going to import the list errors component into our article details, and then instead of showing the error string, we are going to pass the list errors and then pass the errors error object. So now if we make a comment, we are not showing the error, so there's something not working. So let's go ahead and inspect our error state. So it's still nil, but if you make the request, as you can see that the comment is so there's the issue was in our destructuring, so we have to fix that. So now if you make a request, so as we can see the error object now, and when we receive the if we have successfully added a comment, then we're going to reset the error state as well, so that we don't show the error state when the comment has been added. So the next, we are going to implement the browse comments function. So this is going to make a get request on article /slug/ comments, and in the browse success, we will get the response, and for now we're just going to print the response. And we will also have to implement the browse error, and in the browse, so instead of submitting, we have to do the loading state, set to true as well as set to false. And for now, browse error, we're just going to console log the error. We also have to pass the loading state to set to false to browse success. So now if you try to browse the comments for the slug learn closure 3 to 4, we see that we have 8 comments. So let's destructure the comments, and we're going to reset the comment state to comments. So now if we inspect the comment state, let's make and we have the comment state in our atom. Next, we're going to go to the routes, and then when we are entering the slug, we're going to make the browse comments. We're going to call the browse comments function and passing the slug. So now if we refresh the page, we should see the comment state. Now the next step is to display this comment state. But before we go ahead and do that, let's also, when we leave the article details, we want to set the comment state to nil. So now if you leave the page, and so as you can see, comment state is nil, and if you go back to the article details, it should be there. Now let's implement the component for displaying the comments list. We're going to call it comments list, and it will accept 3 properties: the slug, auth user, as well as comments, and we will also pass the loading as well, so 4 in total. And we also want to show this component when the author is not logged in. So If it is loading, then we're going to show loading comments. Otherwise, we're going to show display comments. So let's also write down the comment item. So it accepts three properties: the comment, auth user, as well as slug. And let's also write the logic for author, which is if the username of the auth user is equal to the username of the comment, who wrote the comment, then we're going to show so yeah, let's loop over the comments, and let's pass the ID of the comment as the key, and we're going to call the comment item here, and we're going to pass three properties. So as you can see, we have comment item rendered on our UI. So this is going to be a div element with the class of card. Inside will be class of card block, and there we show the body of the comment, and below that we show the image of the author. We have to put this inside the source. As well as the alternate tag, which is the username of the author. Let's also make sure that we are using passing the body. So instead of calling the body from the comment, we are just destructuring the body. And for the image and the username, we're going to call it directly from the author, as well as the href, the username. And we're going to make a copy of that, and instead of the image, we're going to show the username of the author. And let's keep a space between the image and the username. And let's also destructure the href. So instead of calling the same href twice, both top and bottom, so we'll destructure it in below the author. And also we need to add the date as well, the created at date, which you can destructure from the comment. And if the person is an author, then we want to show the button to delete this article, which we will implement very shortly. So we will call this delete comment, and this should accept two properties: the slug of the article as well as the comment ID. Now let's implement this delete API, this endpoint. So let's make sure that our delete comment is properly namespaced. So now if we click on this delete, it should make the delete request. So instead of get, it should be delete, and we should also pass the comment ID. And the success handler will be called delete success, and the error handler will be called delete error. And if we have successfully deleted, then we are going to filter out the comment. So if the ID of the comment is not equal to the ID of the deleted comment, so basically we want to filter out the deleted comment, and we want to reset the comment state with the filtered comments. And let's also write the delete error, and again for now let's just console log or print the error. let's make sure that we have properly destructured the comment from the keys. So now if you try to delete the comment, it says cannot get. So instead of get, it should be a delete request. Now let's save and let's try to delete again. Okay, so it is not working. Let's try to delete. Okay, so now it is saying unexpected JSON. So this is because of the format. So we need to remove the format. We are not making a post request. So now if we delete, it seems that the comment is being deleted. So let's console right now and see what happens. If we console the filtered comments, okay, this is not really helping. So instead of console logging the filtered comment, let's just console the comment itself. So if you delete, it is returning nil. So it seems that the server is not returning anything. So our current implementation won't work. So instead of this, what we need to do is, let's also just log the response itself. So as you can see, the response is nil. So if you go to the spec and see what the spec says, so when we delete the comment, it says that nothing is returned. So this won't work. So what we need to do is we need to pass the ID of the comment, and instead of, so now now this should work. And also delete everything. Okay, so now let's refresh and let's write a comment. Let's post a comment. Okay, because we haven't implemented the browse success. Oh, sorry, add success. So what we want to do is we want to add the comment to the comment state. So let's conch the comment state, and let's also destructure the comment, and we want to reset the comment state. And now if you refresh and add the comment, it should add the comment. And now let's delete it. So this should work. So there you have it. We have successfully implemented adding the comment, deleting the comment, as well as displaying the comment. So with this, we are done with the comment section.